Hello people, yeah, I just want to make another few points on. I have a lot of thoughts today. I had a cry today. First cry in a long time. Really good feeling, and it was interesting that, how I felt when I was crying. But that's not what I'm here to talk about right now. But equally I don't mind telling everybody the ins and outs of my mind and what happens in my life. I will be showing brilliant videos that people love my video selection at some point in the future, so that it won't always be on giving outs and, let's say, negative kind of blah blah blahs. But the fact is that I am more negative in the head and imbalanced. It's just a fact. Well, let's say it's not a fact right now. We'll know when I go back on the testosterone, and then you bunch of great encouragers. I know there is a lot of you encouragers out there, but you send me private messages instead of texting. Now I am going to mention you, Justin. Because you have been in my life and quite side by side with me for the last year on YouTube. I know I influenced you to get a video camera, and you've done well. And yeah, I'm actually really not against you at all, but I don't like your behaviour. In a lot of situations, I'm not going to expose the things that you told me in privacy when we met in physical reality. But I will just say that I don't appreciate your sometimes falseness and giving off impressions that you're this, that, and the other. And obviously, what would be on my mind right now is, yes, that you rate my video that I'm talking about vegetarianism and meat and God, I forget the other points, but there was nothing really personal in there for you to take, and you rated my video. You only rated it 3 stars. And my point is, it's not that you only rated my video 3 stars. You rated my 3 stars, and you only rated. You didn't comment. And the last video I saw yours, you had a red screen up, and the things were coming up, scrolling up the screens, and the last thing you said on the line was, please comment. I mean, hello, other people in the world here. Yeah, but so you're basically saying that you didn't enjoy the video. From 3-star rating, this is what I get. 3-star rating, no comment. This is what I come to the conclusion of. Correct me, I'm sure you will correct me if I'm wrong, or else you'll just rate this video a 1 star. And to be honest with you, it doesn't really bother me on the ratings. I only leave up the ratings because it's too annoying to choose, like, don't rate this video and no comments for this video. I just want to record, put it up, and then couldn't be bothered. I also couldn't really be bothered with the idea of giving xxytalk.com 2,000 new members with pseudo names and pseudo email addresses from me. I really couldn't be bothered doing that. So you're kind of lucky. I'm one of those XXYs, not one of those non-high flyer XXYs. For the moment, I'm one of those non-high flyers, and I've always been like that. I never wanted to be famous. You, Justin, and many people would say, oh, you'd never be famous anyway. And I'd say to you, oh yeah, well, I'm technically already famous already, where I am, mostly for good reasons, but I'm also famous for being a loudmouth and a very opinionated person, and somebody who goes over and over and over the same point till I'm sure that you understand me, but at that point most people are bored and I've switched off 5 minutes earlier anyway. I have to deal with that. That's my own thing. I'm very well aware of that. So, I'm not a bullshitter. If I really felt disturbed and emotionally upset over you giving me 3 stars, I'd absolutely tell you. But just the point is that, I wonder why you bothered rating it 3 stars in the first place. Because in my opinion, that's a rhetorical question, because in my opinion you wanted to basically say to me and to anybody else who watches my videos or sees that video up, basically saying to them, don't bother watching that video, you know? And actually, it's ridiculous. Yes, I have told you in private messages, that yes, I'm quite finished now on that level of continuing anything, because I don't really see it being a dual friendship and a progression for XXYs in general and the middle sex, intersex communities out there. I myself will take a long time to get things right, but I am certainly trying to make it easier for people to feel comfortable in being themselves. And I think it's also important to mention that, lately a lot of people have been saying, yeah, well, obviously we liked you more when you just started YouTube because you were much more positive and whatever. But you've got to understand that one of the reasons that I'm doing this business of not being on testosterone is so that I can get back down to the it's just covering my mother there. Get back down to the to the low levels of self-esteem feeling that most human beings do feel, and but they don't express it because obviously nobody in their right minds would want to associate themselves with depressed, low self-esteem people. Those people are ignored. People, obviously, as a human nature and characteristics, we want to hang around with people that make us feel good. But as I said before, I'm in the mood for hanging around with the people that are down, because I actually understand those people extremely well, and because I've actually made the click of the switch, even though I'm still not perfect, but I have made a huge amount of clicks of switches to fine-tune my brain to essentially get out of the lower swampy areas of brain thinking, I've really progressed a hell of a lot. I'm absolutely nowhere near perfect, but I do want to offer my services to anybody out there who feels useless, hopeless, totally different, weird, freaky, can't handle things, doesn't know where to put their thoughts, blah blah blah. Because I think there are definite ways, drastic measures sometimes, but there are ways to be able to be yourself. And maybe it will end up being, you have to take a drug of some type to give you balance, like in my case, testosterone. I don't say this much, but technically I am a man, and because I've got a penis and balls, but I don't produce enough testosterone, so I do look more like a male than I do female these days, and so obviously me taking testosterone is kind of natural enough because I'm technically a man and I'm lacking in testosterone. But so that's what I mean. I don't say that very much because normally I like to give off the impression that I don't want to be called a man. I prefer to be called a person. At the moment, just the intermediate stage before being called a person is stating to the world that I'm intersex, middle sex, a mix of the two. And yeah, so I'm happy that I can be calm enough describing my feelings here. Again, to Justin, because I mentioned him in the first 1 or 2 minutes of this video. To Justin, yeah, I don't know what to say to you, but simply I don't appreciate the way in which you behave